Yo, this is Blair. So I'm making this video because I think it's quite timely. I'm sitting in my usual coffee shop here in the morning. I'm about to get on a train, head down to Kyoto. You guys know I have two apartments, one in Tokyo and one in Kyoto. I'm back and forth between both of them. There's reasons for that. I love living in both places. I lived when I was teaching English back when I first got to Japan. I lived in Kyoto, and then when I was working in business, I lived in Tokyo. And then when I got the freedom of internet business and internet marketing success, I decided to have an apartment in both cities because I love them both. So they're both like a drug. I need a little bit of fix of each one of them. So I woke up this morning to two things. Number one, a couple questions on one of my posts asking whether there be a potential slowdown in production with POD. And to an email from one POD supplier saying that three prototypes. They're beer mugs and tumblers, and so they're one facility they work with that produces those items will have a slowdown. Okay? So clearly, people are going to start panicking about a slowdown in production for POD. And I think that's absolutely not the wrong thing to do. And there's totally a way to handle that. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But first of all, before I say this, okay, I need to address the seriousness of the situation with coronavirus. People are passing away, and it's really sad, especially people who are elderly ages. My parents are in their 80s, and I'm worried about them. They've been instructed not to leave their house and by the place where they live, because they live in like in kind of a gated community for old people, and they each have their own house. They've been instructed not to leave their house. The gated communities shut off the door, so they're not letting anyone in who doesn't live in those facilities. So I'm worried about them, yes, and I'm sad for the people who are now sick with the virus, and I hope for your recovery. And I'm sad for people who are losing their jobs because of the virus. Also sad for all the inconvenience and the quarantine. So yes, I'm fully aware, and I feel bad for those people, and I just wanted to give my condolences to that situation. Okay. All right. That said, we're human beings, right? We have families to feed, right? There's an opportunity here, guys, and that's the reality. I mean, look at what Amazon announced yesterday, that they are hiring 100,000 people. They're hiring 100,000 people. The reason they're doing that is because there's been an uptick in sales online. I've seen it in my coaching students, right? I've seen it on my sites. Sales are going up. And the reason why they're going up is because people are home alone and bored. They're not going out. They're in front of their phone. My mom told me she's on Amazon. She bought 3 things yesterday. She wasn't planning to buy with me because she just was bored. You can only watch so much Netflix. I can only talk to my dad so much, right? They're quarantined together. Okay, so people are buying, right? Now, one issue though could be, and it hasn't come up. I mean, okay, it's come up for 3 types of products for one POD supplier, but so far none of the huge ones, right, have announced no major production issues, right? However, it could happen. It could very well happen that some of the POD suppliers will have production issues because they have to give their staff time off for work. They can't come in and produce because they're worried about spread of the virus. How do we handle that as sellers? Well, first of all, let's talk about dropshippers, right? This is a very similar situation with dropshipping, okay? People in my course and mastermind who do dropshipping, I tell them, look, you got to be abundantly clear on your sales page and in your thank you page that your items coming from China, it'll take 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. Okay? And prior to Chinese Lunar New Year, we make it clear that it could be even longer because of Chinese Lunar New Year. So, and people buy anyway. They buy anyway. So for us POD sellers, right, who are in POD, it's even if there is a production slowdown, it's absolutely not a problem whatsoever. What you need to do is two things. Number one, you got to make it clear as day on your website, right? On every sales page, or maybe even a bar across the top of the sales page saying, due to the virus situation and there might be a production slowdown, deliveries will be longer than usual. I guarantee you people are going to understand. I mean, I guarantee you people are going to be like, oh, no problem. I mean, there may be 1 or 2 weirdos who decide not to get all upset about it, but the odds are so low. Those number of people will be such a small number of people that, just if you, we're not there yet, right? But the situation is fluid and it's developing rapidly, so it could change tomorrow. Okay, we're not there yet, but we could be in a situation where production slows down. Just be clear on your sales page, and then when you send in the order confirmation email, go in and make an update to it. Say, look, due to the coronavirus situation, there could be a slowdown in production, so delivery times will likely be longer. And fine, people are cool about it if you inform them. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it. I mean, go out and get some advertising going, get some sales going, because guys, this isn't, there's going to be a lot of online shopping happening. It's already happening. Okay. Amazon would not be hiring 100,000 new workers if it wasn't happening. Okay. So private message me if you're interested in my mastermind or course, or if you're interested in my coaching. Cheers. We'll see you in the next video. Any other questions? Well, I don't see if there's any questions to come in. Does anyone have any questions? Doesn't appear to be any questions. Okay, cool, guys. All right, we'll see you in the next video. And my condolences to people who are suffering from the disease situation. It's horrible.